everyone and welcome. Here in the UK, we are well and truly into the season of spring. The daffodil and crocus are blooming, the sun is occasionally making an appearance, and I've started getting out in the garden to plant seeds and really get my garden going. Now, I love to use seasonality and what I see out in nature to inspire my sketchbook practice. It makes life so much easier and more enjoyable to simply sketch what we see at this present time of year. So today I wanted to give you some ideas of what I am currently inspired by and drawing at the moment in this season of spring, and some ways that I generate ideas for never-ending sketchbook inspiration. My name is Susan Yates. I'm an artist and an author, and my current sketchbook work is an expression of my love of plants, botanical knowledge and connection to nature. I'm the founder of the popular 30-day sketchbook challenge, which is coming up to its 10th year. I host a growing library of online courses in sketching and creativity, and host a monthly membership community called Inspire. I also deliver in-person workshops and retreats. Now, my specific teaching methodology, some of which you will see here on this YouTube channel, enables time for personal growth, mindfulness and connection, a bringing together of my fine art training, yoga teaching experience, and horticultural and botanical knowledge. Essentially, I am here to help you explore your creativity as a focus for wellness and relaxation, and to connect you with a community of others that also want to do the same. So, let's go! Okay, so the first thing that I love to sketch in the spring are seeds and seed packets. I'm here in my conservatory and I have a whole bunch of tins filled with packets of seeds, which I have plans for sowing some of them at some point over the next couple of months. But what I love about seeds is they're very small objects that you can easily draw in your sketchbook. And there are a whole host of different shapes and sizes of seeds that you can get sketching. I've got a lovely little tin here that I keep some in. Now, I tend to save seeds from my own garden as well as collecting seed packets. And as you can see, I've got tons of seeds, and these are beautiful little sunflower seeds and nasturtium seeds. I think those are sweet pea seeds. So I've got lots of different shapes, and just studying these really small items in your sketchbook give you something really wonderful to sketch that's not too big and not too massive. What I also like doing is using the seed packets themselves as a source material for drawing whatever plants and flowers are on the outside. These are great clear pictures of the particular flowers, vegetables and fruits that you can grow. So there's all sorts of wonderful things that I've got in here. Go raid through your seed packets this spring, sketch the seeds themselves as well as the packets, and of course go and sow some of the seeds in your garden too. Okay, so I'm now out in my garden, and one of the things that I love to draw in the spring are budding branches. As we transition from winter into the spring, you start to see the buds on many of our trees and shrubs and plants beginning to just open up. And sketching and watching that transition from winter into spring, I find particularly inspiring. So I'm going to look around my own garden. I often look around in the woods and local park for those beautiful little buds, and all the buds on all the different trees are very different, and you can identify a tree by the shape of its buds. So go and have a look to see what buds that you can find to sketch this spring. Now, for me here in the UK, spring wouldn't be spring without those beautiful daffodils, tulips, crocus, snowdrops and other beautiful spring bulbs that come up and just celebrate the start of the season. We move from that dormant season, winter, where everything is shut down, everything is cold, everything is snowy, sometimes wet, and generally most plants move into a dormant season. Deciduous trees lose their leaves, and many plants come into their bulbs, their tubers, their corms, their rhizomes. They reduce back under the ground, ready for a new season. And those wonderful plants, those spring bulbs that come up, that bring a beautiful pop of colour to gardens, parks and all sorts of areas, I just find joyful to sketch. The bright colours of daffodils, the lovely colours of crocus as they come up are so inspiring. So this spring, I do invite you to go and find some spring colour, whether it's in the ground or whether you see daffodils and tulips in your local florist or supermarket, to grab a bunch to grow in your kitchen or your dining room table or in your windowsill. Those spring bulbs are just so joyful to sketch. So I find those super inspiring every single spring. So when it comes to sketching things indoors, when it comes to the spring, it's lovely to have some wonderful reference material to work from. Now, as a keen gardener and somebody interested in horticulture and plants, I have a massive selection of plant books and also gardening magazines. Now, these are a wonderful reference of photographs of plants of all shapes and sizes. And of an evening when it's a little bit cooler and I'm a little bit, tired, I want to cuddle up on the sofa and do something creative, I will grab a magazine, I will grab a book, I will find a picture of something and start to sketch it. And if you receive gardening magazines like I do, or you can have access to them, they will usually be themed to the month in which they are printed and produced. So for example, this one is from March 2025, Gardener's World. And so it will be all about the seasonal vegetables, fruits, plants, flowers that are being planted and are cropping at the moment. So you can learn about topical plants and flowers that are for the springtime and just start to sketch and draw beautiful flowers and plants that are relevant to the spring season. So for my final suggestion for sketching in the spring is to just go for a walk out in your local area. To sketch the spring, I think it's great to be outdoors in the spring, to see what is up, to see what is out, and to see what the landscape is like. I love sketching landscapes, and so when I'm out and about taking a walk, I will snap some photographs of the landscape in which I am walking, and I use that as a reference material for sketching landscapes in my sketchbook. So just go for a walk this spring wherever you can find a spot. Take some photos and use that as inspiration for your sketchbook. So whether you are a keen gardener, a crazy plant lady like me that geeks out about the scientific names of plants and the soil types, or just someone that likes a little bit of green space, there is plenty to get sketching this spring. So use these ideas directly to inspire your sketching, or simply find your own way of exploring spring and all its deliciousness. Nature truly brings us some wonderful inspiration, and we will all find different things that catch our attention. A simple walk can work wonders. Now, if you want to sketch a spring flower with me, take a look at my recent video tutorial that shows you how to sketch a crocus in pencil. Happy spring sketching, everybody. See you soon.